Hey there friends, and welcome to another video here. Today I have 10 reasons to get goats. Maybe you have been following my channel for a while and you remember my video on 5 reasons to get chickens. Well, today I have 10 reasons to get goats. So of course, number one, the first reason is milk. A lot of goats will give milk, and some of them are better milkers than others, so you'll definitely want to do research to find out which ones are the most ideal for the purpose. But you know, that's probably the number one reason why most people will get goats, is because they can milk them, and then they'll have that milk to make butter, cheese, yogurt, whatever, just drink it straight, etc. So having goats for milk is definitely a good use for them. The second reason would be as an investment, because as you can see, when you have your goats have babies, you can then sell the babies. And so the amount you pay for the goats can often be offset or even make money depending on how much of a herd you end up with and stuff like that by selling them. So they can actually be a little bit of a money maker if you do it right. So there's an investment portion of it. The third reason would be pets, because they really are fun pets. Especially the babies. They're really fun, they're playful, they jump around and play on stuff, and if you get them, to where you can train them on a leash, and you can walk them around and stuff like that, and so they're really quite fun. And my little friend here, his name's LG, that stands for little guy. He's real friendly and loves to be petted, and he's just a really good fun pet, so definitely it's another good reason to get goats. Number 4 is because they mow fields and eat weeds and things like that. Actually, I just saw a little story on the news last night about this goat herd that people were renting, and then they would come in and clear the fields of all of the grass and things like that to help mitigate fire danger. What a good idea! So there was this huge farm of goats that would come. They would set up a little perimeter, and then the goats would just eat everything. They would eat, I think they said 10 tons of stuff in just a few days or a week or whatever it was, and then the fire danger was way lower. And so on a smaller scale, like in a backyard way or whatnot, our little guys like this, we can feed them all of our weeds and our grasses and things like that, and it can really help to make or even set up a little yard stake with the leash, and then they can eat a bunch of the weeds in that area, and then we don't have to deal with them ourselves. So it's a really good use. It saves me time and money, and then it gives him and them something yummy to eat. So the next one is going to be because it's similar to the other one. It's because they eat the things that chickens won't. So say we mow the grass in our yard, the chickens love to eat, but if we trim trees and things like that, the chickens won't eat stuff like that. Well, the goats will. So it's actually a pretty neat thing, because the weeds the goats will eat, the grass the chickens prefer, stuff from the garden maybe both of them do. The goats will maybe eat more of the leaves. If we have leftover produce and things like that, or a zucchini that gets out of control, the chickens will eat that. And so pretty much everything in the yard we can feed to either one or the other. And so they actually work together really well. The chickens will eat certain things, and they'll produce eggs. Goats will eat their own set of things that the chickens won't eat, and then they produce a different type of food, of course, with the milk. So it's really a neat complement. So the next reason would be compost. Everything that eats is going to have leavings, and so of course their leavings make excellent compost. You just add it to your compost bin. It has lots of enzymes that helps to make things get broken down easier, and it's actually a really useful thing to do to make compost, so that you can basically be making your own fertilizer. So it'll further help save money and things like that, and it's much healthier. So the next one is because if you have wethers, which is actually a castrated male goat, they can do cool things like pull carts or carry packs and things like that. So I've seen, we don't personally have this ability, we're doing it on a much smaller scale, but some people have made like carts where they can actually like have the little goats pull them, like an old school, like I want to say like a chariot, but more like one of those horse-drawn wagon type things, similar to that, where you can get inside there and then the goats will actually pull you, which is actually kind of fun. Or they could pull different supplies in that cart or things like that. Or you can even have them as pack animals, where I've seen them have like, how mules can carry packs with stuff on the sides and stuff. Goats are really strong, and so they're really good at pulling things like that. So that's a really another interesting and fun way to incorporate something into your goat herd that is helpful to you. The next one is meat. Now, we personally don't use them for meat. We have them as pets, and so we would prefer obviously not to eat them, but some people do prefer to eat them. And so, if that's something you wanted to consider, then you could also use them as meat animals. Save the females, breed them, use the males. If you're not going to use them for the carts or packs or things like that, then you could just, eat them, use them as meat. The next one is fiber. A lot of people like to keep goats because they can shave them, and then they can make take the fiber and do different projects with it. They can make, lots of things. Spin it, and then you can knit it or, crochet it and other stuff and use it as different things. Or even just use it as it is, as a filler, fill like pillows and blankets and things like that, kind of like you would fiber fill. And it's really warm. So a lot of people use them for fiber, which is another really good use for them. And then the last one is because, there are a lot of ways that you can use them to really help you become more self-sufficient. Like I said, all of these things put together really do make a good way for us to be just more self-sufficient on our little homestead. More things that we don't have to buy, we can just produce ourselves. And so they're really healthy, fun animals to have, and I really enjoy having them. And as you can see, they are just cute as can be. So I'll leave you with that. But anyway, thanks LG for being such a good job. So if you've been considering it, there are 10 reasons to get goats. So I hope you found this video helpful, and we'll see you next time.